Alright, what's up y'all? Welcome back to another hashtag Favorite February 10 video. We're celebrating 10 years of hashtag Favorite February, and I'm so excited for you to come along the ride with me. So I really appreciate all you guys watching the videos. Thank you so much. This is a video that I've actually been looking forward to making because it talks about something that I think has been a huge part of my life. So last time I talked about the impact of yoga on what I've been doing with my time, and now I get to talk more about going to the gym and what that has done for my physical health, emotional health, mental health, all those things combined. Day 6, we're talking about going to the gym. It's important to kind of start at the beginning, and my fitness journey was one that involved, I think, having some self-esteem issues, honestly, like not thinking I was big enough, muscular enough, filled out enough to really feel confident in myself. Someone asked me if I wanted to work out one time, and I did, and I liked it, and so I was like, well, let's maybe keep going with that. It's like I had time on my hands and figured I'd make the most of it. So I bought a couple kettlebells and started just doing kettlebell exercises in my mom's apartment. Well, this was, I think at this point I think I was in my early 20s, but yeah, that's kind of where those things started to just find its roots, I suppose. I did that for a while, and I'd move around a bit. I'd move in with someone, I'd work out in their basement with, once again, just kettlebells, maybe some other free weights, something like that. But it wasn't until this place, TFW, as I mentioned before, Training for Warriors, which you're wearing the shirt right there, repping the gym there. Much love to all the warriors out there in TFW land, especially the ones that worked out at the one in DuPage. That was my place for a few years. And when that place opened up, I was like, wow, look at that. That's something that I think I'd probably benefit from. But I didn't really have the money for it, honestly. Like, I was working 2 part-time jobs, Mike's Market and Joann Fabrics, at the same time. But it just wasn't putting money towards something like the gym. It was a little more expensive than your regular like Planet Fitness or Export or something like that. But then Coach Josh, he came in he came into Mike's Market when I was working and started passing out complimentary 1-week passes. And that changed, that once again changed my life a little bit because I took him up on that offer. I was excited to try it out, to work out. After that first week, I was hooked. It's like, this place is awesome. Like, I love working out now. All these people here, they're so supportive, and the coaches are really great, very knowledgeable. And I couldn't have asked for a really better situation. I worked out a deal with Coach Josh to pay what I could, and I continued on for, what was it, like 3-4 years, something like that, at TFW. I really there learned so much. It really cut my teeth in like physical fitness, lifting, deadlifts, squats, bench press. Like, everything was finally coming together. And I struggled the first couple weeks because of my back issues. I mentioned the whole yoga thing, so I remember one time I had to just like what was it, squat down and like hold this pole in front of me and just like stay in a hinge position for like 5 minutes or something. Like, they were putting me through the paces. Like, they really wanted me to get better, but they were putting me through all the arduous, painful stuff to get me to where I needed to be. And I appreciated that. Maybe not at the time because it was, it's hard, it's difficult, painful, but I was growing. I was growing into what I would eventually become. When TFW unfortunately shut down during the pandemic, I was sort of left to wonder, okay, well, where do I go next? I worked out a lot at home, as most people did, I think, during the pandemic era, the lockdown era and all that. So I was doing that for a long time. And from there, that's when I came upon videos from Sydney Cummings and Bully Juice, actually. So those 2 creators on YouTube, I give them a lot of credit for, when I wasn't able to work out, in a place that wasn't my home. They motivated me so much, especially Sydney. Like, Bully Juice doesn't really talk very much, but Sydney Cummings, now known as, I think, Sydney Howdy Shell, just so motivating, like having your own personal trainer right there with you. She's just incredible. And I love using her workout videos even to this day. I'd highly recommend that you go check her out. And Bully Juice. Yeah, at that point I was kind of on my own, you know, with working out. What was holding me back, I think, a little bit in TFW was that I didn't really have a lot of like me-focused workouts. There's a lot of group fitness, which is cool. A lot of cardio too. But what I needed was straight up weightlifting, straight up just like, let's go, you know, curls and presses and squats, deadlifts, the bread and butter of the bodybuilding basically. So I moved to the city and there was a gym about a 10-minute walk away from where I lived. So as soon as I moved to Chicago, I started to get down and dirty with it. At this point I was still in wrestling school, professional wrestling school, so then that was another layer on top of that to be in the best shape possible. But I think in general I just really loved the atmosphere of working out, how everyone was kind of doing the same thing and like just being a part of something larger than just working out at home. It kind of feels good to be a part of a community of people that work out. You know, it just feels nice to be a part of something. You know, I love the gym too because you know, you're able to make friends. You know, I had a conversation with someone the other day. It's in the locker room. We were just talking about like he really wanted to work on his influencer stuff. So like, you know, Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. And I was like, that's cool. So we were talking about cameras, what his content was like, and I was talking about what mine was like. And so, I've had a few different conversations with people just sitting in the locker room of a gym and talking about like traveling, talking about wrestling, talking about sports, of course. I just had an amazing training session with a guy named Shoni as well. He's like a 12-time mixed martial arts champion. And he trained me for like a personal training session recently, and it was very intense. Yeah, it was very intense, but I loved it. Like, I love being able to put myself in that position to where I'm challenged to do more than maybe I could have thought was possible, you know, and show the heart that I have in working out, in doing that extra rep, in holding it for that extra couple seconds when I'm doing like a leg raise. Yeah, it was really tough, but really cool to be trained by this guy. So much love to Shoni for that. My wish is that you out there in the world today are able to focus on your physical health as well. Maybe go to the gym, maybe do home workouts. Give it a shot. You know, if you're not doing it now, why not try? You know, what's the worst that can happen? Working out at the gym has been an amazing boost to everything I experience on a daily basis, so hopefully it will be for you too. Alright, well that is day 6, episode 6 of hashtag favorite February 10. Thank you so much for watching, and really appreciate all the support. So let's keep it going to day 7. Alright.